On June 30, 1996, a Boeing 747 aircraft belonging to World Airlines, TWA, experienced a tragic accident shortly after takeoff from John F. Kennedy International Airport in New York en route to Paris. Known as TWA Flight 800, this disaster claimed the lives of 230 passengers and crew, making it one of the deadliest accidents in aviation history. This article examines the details of the TWA Flight 800 disaster and analyzes the causes of the crash. TWA Flight 800 experienced a major explosion at 8:19 p.m. shortly after departing from JFK Airport in New York. Following the explosion, the aircraft rapidly descended and continued to lose altitude until it crashed into the ocean. There were no survivors, and all 230 individuals on board perished. Following the crash, the National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, and other international aviation organizations immediately launched investigations to determine the cause of the accident. Investigation teams conducted extensive wreckage searches in the area where the accident occurred and recovered remnants of the aircraft from the depths of the ocean. According to the NTSB report, the main factors contributing to the TWA Flight 800 disaster were fuel tank design and safety. The aircraft's fuel tanks had a design that did not meet safety standards at the time, which contributed to the explosion. The aviation industry subsequently implemented significant reforms in fuel tank design and safety standards to prevent similar incidents from occurring. Aviation fuel vapor. One of the primary causes of the explosion was the vaporization of aviation fuel that had leaked into the fuel tanks, creating an explosive atmosphere. This highlighted the need for fuel tanks to have better airtight properties. Aircraft maintenance and inspection. No significant issues with the aircraft's fuel tanks were identified during inspections conducted before the accident. However, following the crash, airline companies began implementing stricter procedures for aircraft maintenance and inspection. The TWA Flight 800 disaster had profound effects not only in terms of loss of life, but also on the aviation industry and legal regulations. Following the accident, companies such as TWA and Boeing were compelled to enter into multi-million-dollar settlements with the families of the victims to provide compensation and acknowledge their responsibilities. These compensation agreements were part of the legal process and aimed to provide financial and emotional support to the families affected by the crash. Change in safety standards. The TWA Flight 800 disaster served as a warning for the aviation industry and led to significant changes in safety standards. Specifically, stricter controls and standards were established for aircraft fuel tanks and fuel system design. Additionally, improvements were made in aircraft maintenance and inspection procedures. These measures helped prevent the recurrence of similar accidents and enhanced the reliability of the aviation industry. Safety measures after the accident. Following the TWA Flight 800 disaster, the aviation industry initiated a series of new safety measures and technological advancements to provide a safer travel experience. For example, fire prevention systems were added to aircraft, efforts were made to improve the airtight properties of fuel tanks, and cockpit security procedures were updated. These measures demonstrate the aviation industry's commitment to continuously improving safety and technology to prevent accidents in the future. Conclusion. The TWA Flight 800 disaster is considered a milestone in aviation history. This tragic event served as a catalyst for improving aviation safety standards and prompted airline companies, manufacturers, and regulatory agencies to implement stricter controls and measures. The lessons learned from the TWA Flight 800 disaster contribute to the ongoing efforts of the aviation industry to advance safety and technology, ultimately helping prevent similar accidents in the future. The measures taken after this tragic event reflect the aviation industry's efforts to build a safer future.